back to another episode of The Biggest Transformation. So last week, if you watched, we just wrapped up season 1 of The Biggest Transformation, and it was incredible. The cast of season 1 ended up losing 317.3 pounds in 12 weeks. And we crowned the winner of the first season, the pilot season, season 1. And I will link the entire season 1 playlist down below in the description box. But today, I don't want to talk about season 1. Today, I don't want to talk about Shane losing 73 pounds in 12 weeks. I don't want to talk about Karen losing 53 pounds and Andy losing 50, all those things. Peggy hitting her goal, losing 30 pounds, going from 170 down to 140. We ain't going to talk about that. Today, I want to talk to you about season 2. I want to talk to you about the 8 people that you're about to meet. So we went into season 1 not knowing what it, there was this idea in my head of, okay, if I had a chance to work closely and really mentor people and really walk them, hold their hand and walk them through the process of what it would actually take to lose weight and to overcome the obstacles that inevitably, typically make most of us go gain it back. Like all those deep things, those emotional things, the emotional eating, the bad habits, the secret eating, all those things, all the things that we bury inside, all the things stuck in our head. Like if I could work with people and walk them through what I know it takes to succeed, I think the results would be pretty incredible. And season 1 was kind of a experiment to see, okay, if what is in my head, is it really gonna happen in real life? Like, can that really happen? And what I will tell you was the results of the 7 people that we got to work with in season 1 was mind-blowing. It was incredible. It blew away everything I even imagine best case scenario. The changes that happened, the progression, the weight loss, the fat that was lost, the emotional breakthrough, the emotional fortitude that was built, the old habits that were ripped out and replaced with good ones and new ones, the bond that was created with that cast. Just the way all the spokes in the wheel worked together so freaking well that we knew there had to be a season 2. We knew that the results were so life-changing, life-altering. We knew that the results were so that good that we couldn't stop. And so we opened up enrollment. We opened up the enrollment process and we were bombarded with applications. You can imagine after the results we saw in season 1, there was a lot of people that were like, hey, I want in. Like, can I get in? And within 72 hours, we had maxed out our applications. We already had way more than we could even take. And we maxed out the amount of applications we would take for that season. And so we shut down the enrollment process after just 72 hours. And over the next 2 weeks, it was literally going through all of the applications, reading the answers. And it was a process. They had to answer questions and then they had to come back and do a video. And, it was a process. And then for me, it was like, Lord, you better help me. I just want to say yes to everybody, but there's a limit, right? In order to have the results that we have, I can't work with everybody in this capacity, in this setting, in this environment. And so it was really narrowing it down through prayer and through really prayer and answers and all of their answers and their whys and all of that. And we eventually narrowed it down to my goal, which was to accept 8 people. And today, I'm going to introduce you to that cast. Today, you're going to get to meet them. You're going to get to hear about their why. You're going to get a little sneak peek of who they are. Because over the next 12 weeks, you're going to be watching them go on this journey of overcoming. That's the best. If I could pick one word to encompass what we're doing here on The Biggest Transformation, it is overcoming. We are overcoming and transforming their lives. And when you overcome things that have held you back, your life can't help but to be transformed. And not just transformed on the outside, but transformed in your mind, transformed spiritually, transformed emotionally, transformed mentally, and obviously transformed physically. And so make sure, if you're not, you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you've rang the notification bell, because this, over the next 12 weeks, you are literally going to watch these people's lives change in front of your very eyes. If you're somebody who likes to laugh, you'll definitely have some moments of laughter. If you're somebody who loves a good tearjerker, well, you're going to have some of that. If you're somebody who loves suspense, well, Lord have mercy, I'm working with a bunch of weight loss failures who haven't found success, and we're trying to walk them down the aisle to success. So there's definitely some suspense, drama, all that stuff that, takes place when you're trying to do that with anybody. And so, yeah. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the 8 people that we're going to be journeying with through these 12 weeks, and the amazing people that I have the honor and privilege to work with.
The why video, the one I've overthought and rethought, and yeah, that's redundant. So, it's hard because I feel like my answer should be this, like, I'm doing it for my children and my wife, and those are absolutely factors, right? I love my kids. I want to be a good example for them. My wife is amazing, and I want her to have, a healthy husband. And I do believe that, self-discipline and this will bleed into other areas of my life. So I think that being intentional about caring for myself will make me a better husband and all that. But I think the big, mental, emotional driver, so, when I was a little kid, I was just a little kid, right? And I started going to school, and, on the bus, some older kids would tease me for being heavy, and they called me egg body, and that stuck with me. But it didn't stick with me in a, I'm gonna rally and prove them wrong kind of way. It stuck with me in a, I don't like my body and I'm ugly kind of way. And I don't know, it's weird because, I don't think I'm a bad looking guy. I mean, I like my face, love my eyes, dreamy, whatever. But but I've never liked my body. And as I've failed to take care of it, and as I've known what to do, I mean, everyone knows what to do. At the end of the day, it's diet and exercise. The ins and outs of how you actually do that, of course, matter. But fundamentally, this thing we seek to do, it's not intellectually difficult, right? And so, over time, there's been a part of me that, literally hates myself. And as I've gotten more honest with myself about that recently, I recognize that's a really bad thing. It doesn't feel like a good reason. I want to stop hating myself. It doesn't feel like a good reason because it's not a goal. It's not specific and measurable and all that. But it is how I feel, and that sucks because I'm a decent guy. I'm not great, but I'm not awful. I mean, we've all said and done dumb or stupid or bad things, and whatever. But yeah, I shouldn't hate myself. And I do. And I don't want to. So if I can actually set out to do this and take control of my life, in as much as I can. I mean, obviously there are things we can't control, but control the things I can control. Cut myself a break on the things I can't for once. Then, maybe then, you know, I won't have to hate myself so much. So, yeah, that, at least for now, that's my why. I want to look at myself and like what I see for once. Yeah.
All right. My why. Why am I doing this? What's my motivation? Is I hide and I pretend that everything's okay, and I don't usually mean it. Not always, but a lot of times I hide and I pretend that I don't feel anxious, and I pretend that I am not struggling, and I pretend that I'm not concerned or stressed out, or that things in life aren't wearing on me, or that I'm not listening to lies that I shouldn't be, and perceiving them as truth. So I almost didn't sign up for season 2. I wanted to sign up for season 1, and I fully believed that I shouldn't, because I didn't have enough to lose, and I didn't have a big enough story, I didn't have a big enough transformation, and that I was selfish for trying to take a spot. And it was a really big battle to submit my application, still thinking all of those things and believing all those lies, and not putting me as a priority. So I think the other biggest thing would be, I have always struggled with confidence inwardly. I can often project the confidence outwardly when I need to, but I don't have it inwardly, and I'd really like to see that change. I know losing weight won't fix all of those issues, but I do know that it fixes a lot of them. And I know that there's things that through Carmen's coaching that will put me back on pace and grow me and stretch me even further to go past some of the training that I've had already. And so to have that confidence to do things outside with my kids, to go hiking and have the energy to do it, and not feel like I'm gonna just be so exhausted by the time we're done, and to put myself in situations at the beach or in the water where right now I hide, and I don't really initiate doing those things because of how I feel while we do them. And so those are the biggest things that I'm looking forward to.
I have tried several weight loss programs, and I understand from watching several of your videos that it's not the programs, it's up here in Debbie's mind. And I've watched the first group go through the transformation and listened to several of their comments and the videos, and it is an amazing group, and you are an amazing coach. And I believe that I really would, profit's not the word, but I would just love to be in your group. I believe it could help me and get me out of my mind thinking with my weight and with my eating. I want to eat to live, not live to eat.
There's a lot of whys, actually, but the main one is that I need to get this weight off. And I have been hiding behind it for many, many years. I knew I was heavy, but I tried to hide it. Which you can't hide heavy. I think over the years I have had a lot of, not a lot, but some. Oh, and I don't feel like these should even be used as excuses, but a little bit of bullying when I was younger. Not always having my dad's attention. Having doctors tell me, isn't your husband ashamed of you? Just a lot of stuff. And it's not something that I've ever talked about to people. Well, my husband, I do talk to him a lot. But I just, something that you said, and I probably should go back and re-listen to it, but it just clicked. I mean, like a huge light bulb on the top of my head. Like, Cindy, you have got to lose weight. I'm more of a homebody. I don't have very many friends, mainly because I just push them away. And a lot of that, I think, is the shame of being overweight. I always worry about my family being ashamed of me. Of me being ashamed of me. And I just need to stop the eating. Being diabetic, I eat sweets all the time. Well, I haven't for 3 weeks. I haven't eaten sweets since the day I put that first application in. So I'm doing this because, number one, I want to get off of my diabetes medicines. I'm on quite a few, plus insulin. Even if I can do this and inspire one other person to do what I'm doing, and hopefully to do what I am going to do, and that is to be healthy, to be off my medicines, and be a thinner me. Will it make me happier? I don't know. I hope so. Because I do believe that a lot of my not having any confidence in myself is because of the weight. So, anyway, that's my main why. I appreciate you accepting me into this program. I hope I can do you proud. I hope I can do Peggy proud. I hope I can do Karen proud. But mainly I need to make myself proud.
Hi, Carmen. Why I need this group is clearly I can't do this on my own. I have struggled for 10 years. I've gained 130 pounds, and I'm embarrassed. I can't go out in public because I'm so embarrassed of what people think of me. I haven't gone out for meals. I haven't gone to restaurants. I haven't gone to the store. I just, I rely so heavily on my poor husband to do all that and to take the girls to gatherings, and I make up some excuse of why I can't go, and I'm embarrassed. I'm mortified at how I look and how far I've gone over the last couple years, and yeah, I can't even look at myself in the phone because I'm so embarrassed. And I have 2 daughters, almost 5 and 7, and I constantly am telling them, to have confidence and to love yourself and love who God made you, and don't worry about what other people think. And yeah, I don't follow any of those rules, and I'm just terrified of them turning out the way I did. I've struggled since grade 6 with I couldn't bring myself to eat lunch in front of people at school because I was embarrassed of what they thought. And I was always skinny. Up until 19, I was always skinny. I struggled with bulimia and anorexia back and forth all through high school, and I tried committing suicide at 14 just because I hated myself, and I still do. I don't think very highly of myself, and I want to be a good example to them. I want to live the way God created me to live, and that's not hiding out in my house. So I need to do this for my girls, myself, my husband. So I'm desperate for that support and that community that this group will bring, and just to finally succeed at this weight loss thing, and to feel good about myself, that I'm not a failure, that I can succeed.
As you know, I'm very capable of losing weight. I lost 95 pounds the first time, but COVID did, and so did a lot of things that went on in my life medically, and I also moved, which is very hard on me. I did make, quite a bit of money when I sold my house, but I definitely am an emotional eater. I sick of being on the roller coaster train. I know Peggy and Karen, and they're doing awesome, and I'm so proud of them. So I don't know if I'm going to be one of your people that you pick, but if you do, you know that I know how to be committed. I know how to show up, but
So my name is Mary Stark Carter, and why I want to be a part of the biggest transformation. Well, I should say because I'm a health professional and it's my job to be healthy and to reflect that to the people I serve. And but that's not my biggest why. My biggest why is really, I have always been overweight or obese since I was 9 years old. I weighed 100 pounds when I was 9 years old, and I was always the biggest kid. I got a little bit in shape when I started exercising in high school, like playing soccer, and then I went into college and then off to chiropractic school, and for 2 decades I've just been working or taking care of people, or having babies and taking out, like, I feel like I've been serving everyone else, but I haven't served myself well. And I really, really want to take care of me I want to be the best me, but also along with that, in these decades of, you know, working on my career and getting to an amazing place in my career and my marriage and getting really comfortable, and I'm like so comfortable that I didn't notice that like the scale just kept creeping up. Like I didn't like see myself, probably because I didn't get on a scale or have long, you know, like long mirrors for a long time, for at least a half a decade or so. And then when I did, I was like, whoa, you know, how did I get here? And I, you know, being a health professional, I've done the befores and afters. I've, you know, lost some weight and gotten just maybe the last time I got to maybe normal weight was about 8 years ago when I was pregnant with my daughter. And yeah, it's just, I know what I need to do, but it's all about follow through. So I want to be a part of the biggest transformation because I want to do the hard things. I want to get out of this comfort zone. I want to stop being soft. I want to have discipline in all areas of my life, including this area, because I know it reflects onto everything else. So the reason I want to be in this too is I am tired of wearing elastic band pants and baggy shirts and not being able to wear a belt or anything that I can tuck in, anything tight fitting, or if I do, I have to like wear my Spanx and then wear like a cover up on top of that. It's just, it's uncomfortable. I'm tired of like wanting to rip my bra off like halfway through the day because it hurts so bad, because of all this, you know, back fat back here. I'm tired of being the biggest person around my friends. Like I look at my friends and like, you know, what are they doing? They're thin and they're healthy, and here I'm a health professional and I don't even have what they have. And I recently, some of my family has like been bringing me clothes that are like 2 sizes bigger than my size I am now, which is a big size. And I'm like everyone around me is just like, here, you know, like at first I was offended, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be offended, but I want to be in this group because I don't want to just lose a little 20 pounds or something like that. I want to lose so much weight, my 50 pounds that I am committed to lose this year, that there's not any of my friends or family that are giving me clothes that are, you know, way beyond my weight. I want to look good in clothes. I want to be able to tuck in my shirts and not, you know, look pregnant. I'm tired of people saying, Mary, are you pregnant? You know, how many times have I heard that? Yeah, I'm just, I it's selfish, but you know, I want to really look good and feel good. And I have my wedding dress right over there that is still 25 pounds away. I want to get back in my wedding dress. And even on my wedding day, I was still classified as overweight. And I want to, again, not just lose the weight, but be really healthy. I had a desire in my heart too, to look really good. In fact, I got a wedding dress that was like showed my midriff. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to lose the weight. And I'm, you know, my first initial one that I bought that nobody liked. Well, I know why they didn't like it, because it didn't look good on me. And I was like, I want to, when this, not just these 12 weeks or then, you know, the next 12 weeks after this, but like when I am at my goal and my 50 pounds and I am toned, I want to be able to wear something sexy like that actually looks good on me. That's what I want. Know that I'm going to be able to dig deep to a place that I've never gone before. And I'm really excited to get there, and I'm willing to do the hard work, and I'm willing to stop being comfortable and stop being soft and follow directions. And yeah, I'm really excited about this, and that's my why.
You know, I sit there and watch their videos and like, I've seen them all. I've heard all their whys, and it still just gets me choked up because these 8 people, for some of them, have put it all on the line. For some of them, this was their last hope. For some of them, this was a leap of faith. For some of them, this was an answer to prayer. And they're trusting me to walk them through this process. They're trusting themselves to walk with me through this process. But if there's one thing I know, these 8 people's lives will never be the same. These 8 people's lives are about to be changed in a big, freaking huge way. And so, as I said in the beginning, and I'm gonna say it again, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you ring the notification bell. And the reason why to do that is it'll actually alert you when we premiere every Wednesday. Because every single Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have another premiere where we will recap the week. They will do live weigh-ins. Yes, they step on the scale live in front of all of us so we can see exactly where they're at and how they did. How they did that week, what their weight is. And so that's gonna be taking place every single Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to invite you to not only be here, but to share. We live in a world where over 70% of our great nation, or a big chunk of any nation, no matter where you're watching from, is overweight and doesn't want to be. And what typically gets us all to act, what typically gets us from standing on the sidelines watching other people get results, is being inspired. Watching somebody else go first and say, wow, if he can do it, so can I. If she can do it, then so can I. These 8 people were all inspired to take a leap of faith, to bet on themselves by watching season 1. And so we could all be a better spreader of inspiration, a spreader of encouragement, a sharer of inspiration, and a sharer of encouragement. And every time you share one of these episodes on your social media wall or on your social media, whatever social media is your favorite, you never know who's gonna click on it. You never know who's gonna watch it. You never know who, just by clicking on it and watching it and seeing the inspiration come through the screen, who might be inspired to act, who might be inspired to actually get off the sidelines, get in the game, and take control of their own health. So that's why you wanna make sure you're subscribed and the bells ring so that you get notified when they air every single Wednesday. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week as we do our day 1 weigh-ins